Hi everyone, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Saturday the 12th of July. It's actually Saturday this time. So there's a few things I want to go through before I actually start the Endeavours. It's a pretty easy step. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description and all that jazz if you just want to skip through. The Bandari crates have come out, so there's more stuff on the Endeavour store. I quite like the Ankara. Like, if there's any Apex mount that I quite like, it's these ones, because they don't make a fucking huge crazy noise and lots of bright lights and shit. These ones are very subtle, so I like them. That being said, still a lot of steals. You've also got the Bandari peddler mounts. Just a word of warning though, with the inventory upgrade, they get this huge fucking weave baskets on the sides. I don't really like the way they look, but yeah, you can disable those anyway. So also this can't be removed either. I don't really like this thing, but yeah, it's no big deal. So there's a bunch of Bandari peddler ones. There's a Dwarven Spider as well, with a little undercover area. Same thing with the Radiance, this one there too. There's no hairstyles, I don't think. There is it's like the Undead Dragon pet as well. I feel like this is one of the what's the word? The popular ones, if you will. So if you want that, it's here, because it mixes well with all like the normal necromancer colors with all their skills. You've also got the Indigo Stench mount if you want like a cheap feline mount. I quite like feline mounts just on the basis that they just feel better when you're moving around. I find some of the other mounts like get slowed down by stuff more than felines do. It's definitely less of a case now that the movement speed, like animations, have been slowed down. But yeah, I still feel like felines are just, I don't know, they just tread better. I don't know how to explain it. I just feel more comfortable with them. But yes. Anyway, also these styles here, I suppose glass does cost a little bit, but Regatta is so fucking cheap. I wouldn't suggest like getting this at all. I think the Factotum is not something that you can easily acquire though. Also, the golden vendors up. I'll make sure to go through that at the end, and also I made a 2-hour video going through half of the quests for scribing. So the only issue is that was supposed to come out today, I know, but the fucking YouTube upload shat itself last night. I don't know what happened, but it just stayed at 68% and never went any further, and I just had no idea, so I've had to re-upload that. I want those videos to start coming out like Saturday 9 PM EST, just as like I want to be consistent, because that's usually what helps with videos. But yeah, I just haven't been able to. So I'll upload it tomorrow at the same time. It's very raggedy. It's very fucking, like, I have times where I just sort of fuck around. I know it's not the best video. Like, I've never done one of those super long videos where I don't edit everything out, so yeah, I don't know how well people are going to take it, but I'm assuming not many people are going to watch it. I assume nobody's going to watch it to the end. If you are, you're crazy. But yeah, I go through getting to all the locations to do everything easier, like with the riddles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's 2 hours long, and it's only part 1 of 2, I would say. So yeah, I guess I could do part 3 to show you how I would get the different you know, like the daily rewards, because getting each type of the script using the 3 different methods, because each type has like a different way to get it. Because if you go into the scribing grimoires, yeah, so you got like daily delve, daily mages, PvP rewards. You've got there's some that you get naturally, but some, yeah, so World Boss, Cyrodiil, and Fighters Guild as well, and then the other one will probably be like daily quest. Yeah, world quest and Undaunted quest. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, and I guess I could show you my favorite one for those too. But yeah, just as a basic rundown there. That will be out soon, but don't expect it to be like great. I definitely I will do another one eventually, because I don't think it's all that great, but it's a start. That's the main thing. Okay, so Endeavors, 15 seals. If I were you, I would avoid this one entirely. Compared to these four here, these are all easy. This one is shit. Requirement of a Guildmate, 2 Battlegrounds, that will take ages. Just queuing for the Battlegrounds can take a while, and actually doing the Battlegrounds is like 10 or 15 minutes usually. Where, like, these 4 here can be done in like a minute. I'm not even kidding. They're all so fucking easy. Like, this one here, for the same amount of seals, is so fucking dog shit. Don't even bother. Obviously, if you like Battlegrounds, you know, and you have a Guildmate, do it if you want. But if you want 15 seals fast, this is not the option. Alright, selling items to merchants. Even if you don't have anything to sell, don't worry. So come into this menu here, find something that you have more than like 20 of, and just sell them. Like whatever you've got the highest amount of stuff on. And then go to buyback, and just whatever you sold, just buy it back. It doesn't cost any extra gold to buy it back as opposed to selling it. So you don't make any gold, you don't lose any gold. It just allows you to do this endeavor without losing or gaining anything. Very easy way to do that. That's the only way I would really bother doing this one. Crafting with provisioning. So I'm assuming most people are familiar with this, but you want to go to Hisala. You don't have to go to Hisala, but this chef is right next to the other area that I use for this. And it just makes it convenient. You only come to this person if you don't have these 2 recipes here. Baked apples, banana surprise. It's also worth it getting fishy stick, because the other day there was a fishing endeavor. So you'll have some fish, you can fillet them for some fish cooking materials, and you could use them for fishy stick. So either one of these can work, and that's also a way to get perfect roe, which you can either use yourself to make expensive foods, or you can sell them for your own value. Yeah, fishy stick, banana surprise, baked apples. They cost 200 gold each, but once you get these on one character, anytime this endeavor comes up, you can do it for free from this point super quick. So once you got those recipes, just come over to this square pier over here. That's what you're looking for. And all 3 of those recipes can be used regardless of level. Even if you haven't even unlocked provisioning yet, you can use them. Alright, so there's a basket here with some apples in it. There's also a basket over here. Sometimes these will be empty, but most of the time there should be enough stuff to use. This is why you want banana surprise too. There'll be some bananas here. Normally there's a couple of apples too. If you don't find 4 items here, if you're like really unlucky, just leave the zone and come back. Quickest way to do that would be to go to Imperial City, queue, just leave through the exit, and it will take you straight here, and it will reset the area. You can also just go to the Wayshrine, travel out, travel back, and come back here. Either of those ways work. After that, there's just a cooking station over here, just slightly west. So we'll just go to that. So here's the fish that we caught the other day. So you could just fillet these, get some fish from it, and then you could go, yeah, so you see fishy stick here, you could just use that. Or the apples and bananas that we found just then, we could craft some there. So let's craft some here. I guess you could also sell these to a merchant too. Because, you know, that's a very slow way to make money, I suppose. Alright, next up is skeletons. So this is my preferred place for skeletons because it's instant. It means regardless of what's going on outside, these will always be spawned here. There's 5 right in front of the doorway, basically from when you come in. And once you unlock this place, you can travel here via Wayshrine very quickly, so it's just like super convenient. There are other ways though. Dolmens have skeletons in them. You've got someone forgotten crypts. There's a lot in here actually. For those who did the fishing one the other day, Skyshard Barrow has a ton of skeletons here. So if you travel to Stonefalls, if you haven't been here before, you travel over here in Stonefalls. This Wayshrine you have by default, so it's easy to get here. Just go down here, down the stairs, and Liza will be here. She can take you to Bleakrock Isle. There are other places with skeletons, but honestly, if you're going to go through the effort of finding these kinds of places, I really think you should just go to Banished Cells and unlock that ability to kill these ones. Because even if there's 10, there's tons of skeletons in here, right? So, kill this group here. Doesn't take long. As long as you've got a decent build, you can just rock up here and kill these ones super quick. And they're all dead. Down here. And then there's another group of skeletons here. So the easiest way to get here if you haven't been to Banished Cells, if you've been in here before, you'll have unlocked this, and any Wayshrine in the game, you just go and travel here, and it takes you straight inside. But if you haven't been here before, the quickest way is to use Matisse and Manor, or you can use Seabloom Villa. They're relatively close. So Matisse and Manor, or actually, you could probably use Barbed Hook Private Inn Room, actually. That's closer. So what you want to do is go home tours, go browse homes, look for in B, barbed hook private room, travel in there, travel outside, it'll take you here. Once you're there, you just come up here, get this way shine, go up north a little bit, follow this road up here, and then eventually you'll unlock the Banished Cells 1. And the best thing is there's also some skeletons out here too that you want to you can use for the Endeavor. But if you want, just kill the skeletons here and then unlock Banished Cells so you can come in here in the future. And yeah, the other good thing is when you come back up, from wherever you came in via as a wayshrine, if you exit via the front door, it'll take you back to that wayshrine. So it just makes it easier traveling to your next place from that point. As you can see here, we're back. Okay, so last option is Furnishings. This one is completely free to do. You don't actually have to spend anything on Furnishings, and I'll show you how. But firstly, you want to come to this spot here, just northwest of the Vocal Guard wayshrine that you start with in Auridon. From here, you'll find a quest giver right here. Her name is Philan Marie. Talk to her, just exhaust the dialogue, and eventually she will, you'll complete a quest with her, get a little bit of gold as well on the side. And once you complete this, you'll get a house for free. The house that you get depends on the alliance that your character is in. So for example, if I'm Evan Heart Pact, I would have received Ebony Flask in room. This one here. So in the maps tab in, homes tab in the map menu, by pressing the M key on the keyboard, you'll just find this here. So anything you've collected will show up here. So you can travel to these from anywhere, which is nice. So what I would do is do this last, even if you've got the house already, because you can do the other stuff, go out and do that, and then immediately from anywhere else at that point you can just travel to your house, and it's just more convenient. Because traveling outside of your house is a little bit less convenient. Unless you've got Mara's Kiss, in which case it's really good. So all you do is just click, left click, travel inside, and off you go. Alright, so these free houses always come with a candle, and this is the only furnishing you need to do this. So normally, it is a little bit of a pain to do it, because if you pick it up and do this, it doesn't do anything. What actually has to happen is it has to go into your inventory, you browse, and then you find the item that you just had, and you place it on the floor, and that works. What you can do instead, at the bottom left, you'll see it says undo. You can hit that and then redo. And instead of going into your inventory and having to find the item, you can just undo, redo over and over and over again, and it'll work that way instead. So as soon as you walk in, just find this candle, put it away, undo, redo, spam. And yeah, that just works really well. So yeah, again, thanks to the viewer who recommended that to me. It's such a fucking good option for furnishings. So yeah, some furnishings you'll have, even if it's not in your inventory, there's like certain ones that that show up. The dungeon trophy ones, for example, show up. But yeah, just if in doubt, just grab that candle and do that. That's all you need. Okay, Golden Vendor time. So we've got Philine's and Slimecrawl shoulders. You know how I feel about base game shoulders, or any shoulders for that matter. I don't think they're worth it, because there's no like pay-gated issues with shoulders, because you can just get them with keys whenever you're ready. So yeah, I don't really think this is worth it. That being said, Celine's a good set, Slimecrawl's a good set. Feline is just like a single target melee, just powerful, reliable damage set. Damage proc set. Gives you weapon and spell damage for the one piece as well, so that's good. And then Slimecrawl. I should talk about this because it's actually been nerfed recently. So it used to give all the extra crit chance on the one piece. It now no longer does that. It gives you the same amount of critical chance as everything else, and the extra crit has been put on the two piece. Now, in a group, I would not use this because a healer will, just a kind of support DPS will give you Minor Berserk from some other source. Normally it's from the third heal skill, Combat Prayer, this one. So the Morph of Blessing of Protection. This gives you Minor Berserk, and it's really easy to keep this up. So in most cases, you're going to get that from this buff. But if you play solo, especially with Endeavors, right? Because most of the time it's like class kills, weapon skill kills, scribing kills, stuff like that. you don't want proc sets in that case. You want things that give you just flat damage buffs, and this is one of those sets. Well, flat is percentage, but the point is, it's not like a set that says when you do this, and it deals damage. You want just things that increase your damage all the time, and this is a good set for that. So if you play a class that doesn't have its own easy source of Minor Berserk, for example, like Dragon Knights, I think Nightblades aren't, because we get Lotus Fan. Yeah, this gives us... Oh no, it's Minor Vulnerability. I don't think we get Minor Berserk from another normal source. Maybe from Scribing, but if you don't have it through Scribing naturally, yeah, if you don't have a source of Minor Berserk, it's a good thing. I've heard it's not like as good as it sounds, because I think the way that percentage values are applied, it's like not as strong as it sounds. But you know, it's simple. Just increase your damage done. It doesn't increase your healing though. That's the only thing, and that's something I will bring up with Sword Dancer as well. Darlock Bray. This set is actually pretty killer. When you crouch, you get tons of resources every second. You can use this while you're cloaked and shit like that, or like, unfortunately you can't use it in a sprint build, like a Vampires and sprint build, but in cloaking builds, as long as you crouch beforehand, it works, and it's fucking, as far as I remember, it's fucking really good. That being said, every 2 seconds cloak uses more than that, uses about 1500 a second, but it cuts down, or it increases the duration that you can basically cloak for. And if you use it with siphoning, you can kind of do it indefinitely. So that combination is really fucking good. That being said, Darlock Bray rings usually sell for pretty cheap, and most people that like needed it at that point have already got it. And those, like, you don't get a crazy amount more from gold as opposed to like blue or purple. So spending 100,000 gold on this, is it worth it? Maybe. And even then, guild stores, they'll probably be cheaper. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I personally wouldn't buy this from the guild store. I would definitely use this set, but I wouldn't spend 100,000 gold on a ring, or 2 rings, for 250k. That's pretty rough. Radiant Bastion. Now, I don't know how this goes in PvE. I feel like you'd probably just get more out of the other tanky utility sets anyway, like Crimson Oath and shit like that. I feel like they're still better. But in PvP, it's like, what if I do like basically a League of Legends Thornmail build? Not as simple as it sounds. So, firstly, 10% of the direct damage done. So, say I hit someone with Soul Harvest, right? So it's 13,000 damage. 10% of that damage is 1,300, right? The damage gets reduced by armor as well, so I'll probably only do half of that, or like maybe 60%. So put that down to 8,000. Goes down to 800 damage in that hit. Then you got to include combat. What is it? Battle Spirit. And what does Battle Spirit do? Reduces the damage taken. Yeah, so damage taken is reduced by 50%. So that goes down to like 4,000. So then the damage I deal back is 400. And then you have to factor in the opponent's resistances, which will usually be very high. So that damage ends up going down to like 200 or 250. Sure, if you're doing that like on every single hit, it's okay, but it's basically consistent damage at that point, I feel like, and that amount of damage just really isn't going to get you anywhere compared to just getting a damage set, or just getting a set that gives you more defense and just allowing you to go on the more offensive more often. I feel like that's just going to be better value. But I don't know. I haven't tested this set myself, but that's how I feel. That's usually the way these sets go in PvP. And in PvE, just leave the damage to your damage dealers. Just give them buffs that increase their damage, and it just makes it better. Ursus. Now, as far as I've heard, this is not great. This set comes from March of Sacrifices, so it's a little bit old. I think the main issue is stats that apply based on you losing health. You know, relying on sets that are better if you don't do it as well is just never like a good thing. But 7,000 damage as a shield every 10 seconds for your group. That doesn't sound bad. There's only 6 people, so you need 2 tanks running it. And there's just so many other good sets that tanks are running usually anyway. So, yeah. I don't think the set's... Yeah, it just... Yeah, it's just not... compared to other sets out there, I think it just falls short. I think that's the issue. But, like, there's 6 members in 28 meter radius. Like, that's... There's not many shield sets that give you that sort of thing. But, yeah, the conditions are not great. And then Sword Dancer. There's only 6 dual wield skills. It used to be really good in PvP. Like, people would just... especially when there was, like, more players. If they ever make a Vengeance one where sets work, I feel like this would be pretty good, because you just spam Whirlwind in big Zergs, and it'd just be so fucking obnoxious. But there's a couple of issues. Firstly, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't impact light attacks. If people could confirm that, it'd be great. But I'm pretty sure it only affects abilities, and that in that case, it's skills. And there's only 6 skills. You got Raining Slashes, which is a dot, and you got Flurry and Whirlwind. You won't be using both of those at once. You'll only be using one. Or you won't be using a Hidden Blade, because that's also a spam ball. So that's only realistically 3, and the other one is Blade Cloak, which is good. So there's only a few skills that you'll be using in that case, and so consider that to be like maybe 10 or 20% of your damage. Increasing that by a little bit of weapon and spell damage is not great, as opposed to Hunting's Rage, Order's Wrath especially, because those impact your healing done as well. So your survivability goes up, your overall damage goes up anyway, because it's buffing 80% of your damage more by like a little bit more, as opposed to buffing 20% of your damage by a fair bit more. It's just not going to be as worth it, I think. Just on the fact that you don't get as much healing. I guess you can also put hidden... what is it called? Traveling Knife as well. But this is also basically a spam ball, so it falls under the same category as Flurry, Whirlwind, and Hidden Blade. Yeah, I don't think this is worth, just on the basis that there's just not enough damage in this kit to warrant that. That being said, if you want a setup that works well for the weapon ability Endeavor, this is probably pretty damn good. But going through Blessed Crucible to get this set, it'll take fucking ages. So honestly, just use Order's Wrath and Hunting's. Like, it's just... The difference really won't be that much anyway. Okay, so that's probably enough information about Golden Vendor. Wouldn't bother with anything there. Like, Darlock Bray is a really good set, and something I would recommend getting for some instances, but just buy some blue or gold, purple rings for way less gold than that. Okay, that's everything for now. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Any questions, just put them in the comments as always. And yeah, that video should be out tomorrow, I hope. Alright, so take care everyone for now. I'll see you next time.